SentUAMessage is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Woo, yeah, right,
thanks.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, thank you.
I love SentUAMessage.
All right, thanks. Thank you. Yes, hello and welcome to SentUAMessage, the show where we answer your questions about Xbox 360.
What are they doing here?
Well, that's the studio audience. Think of them like a posse. They're here to up the energy levels a bit around here. Am I right, gang?
Yeah.
Whose idea was this?
There you are.
Just go with it. These guys don't like negative sentiment.
Well, as long as they don't get in the way.
So, without further ado, let's Sensing the message
begin!
begin!
What's that? That's not a catchphrase.
It's good, shut up. He should shut up, right?
Sensing the message begin. It doesn't even make sense.
Right, question 1. Jordan Armstrong is asking if there's any news on the Kingdom of the Keflings sequel, World of Keflings.
Yeah, the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed a World of Kefling section in the Avatar market.
Imagine actually having an eagle's eyes.
Giving a pretty strong indication that the game is close to release. The release is still down as Q4 2010, but we're in that right now, so it could happen at any time. Are they going to do this the whole way through?
Yeah, it gives it a kind of matey atmosphere, don't you think?
No, I don't. It's distracting. Shut up!
All right, guys, give it a rest.
Somebody needs his quiet time.
Oh yeah, make me the villain.
Anyway, Ninja B has released brand new screenshots of the game, which, like 2008's Kingdom of the Keflings, sees your massive avatar stamp its violent way into a kingdom of tiny people called Keflings, wreaking untold death and destruction in your wake.
The way you play it, yeah. The way you're supposed to play it is to help the Keflings build up their society.
Ah, I get it. Win their trust and then stamp on them.
You sicken me. Anyway, the sequel looks to give you a lot of new stuff to play with, like flying machines and cannons, areas to develop, as well as new quests to vary the gameplay. Plus, you can perform co-op moves with a partner, push buildings around, and if the trailer is to be believed, trap innocent Keflings in an infinite cannon loop for all time.
Oh, yes, now you're talking my language.
What have they ever done to you?
It's too painful to go into here.
Next up, Comic-Con says, any more LEGO games?
That's an odd thing for a comics convention to say.
Yeah, I assume all the attendees just bellowed it at once.
Well, if it'll pacify the rabid crowd, then there's good news. Disney has announced that the next game in the blocky franchise will be a LEGO version of the Pirates of the Caribbean films.
LEGO Pirates of the Caribbean will retell the story of all the films, namely Pirates of the Caribbean 1, Zombie Pirates Ahoy, Pirates of the Caribbean 2, The Pirate with an Octopus for a Face, and Pirates of the Caribbean 3, it all gets a little bit racist, as well as the new movie On Stranger Tides, which is apparently based on the same novel that was the primary source of inspiration for the Monkey Island games, fact fans.
Such a nerd. As with the rest of the LEGO games, there's 2-player co-op as well as free play mode, which lets you travel back to already completed levels, as well as loads of playable characters, unlockables, and cutscenes where people fall over a lot.
The game is due out in May to coincide with the movie's release, so not long to wait, Buccaneers.
Oh, that reminds me. What did the pirates say at the heavy metal gig?
Not doing this.
Yar, my Buccaneers!
Oh, I've never heard a funnier thing.
Speaking of pirates, a few of you have been asking if there'll be any add-ons for the Halloween-themed Double Fine RPG Costume Quest.
How is that, speaking of pirates?
Well, that would have worked if you hadn't drawn attention to it.
Well, the good news is that this charming XBLA action RPG is getting a wintry update in the form of Grubbins on Ice.
Grubbins on Ice is a new 5-hour adventure similar to the original game, only with a much more Christmassy feel. This time around you're in search of Lucy, who's been sucked through a wormhole into a world of peril and grubbiness. Sorry, Grubbinses. Damn you, autocorrect.
Grubbins on Ice includes new locations such as the monster world of Repugia, fixes some technical issues to do with save functionality, pausing and the frame rate, and has all important new costumes, including a sporty tracksuit, an eyeball costume, and a pirate.
Ah, ha, see? Speaking of pirates.
That was a fluke, you didn't know that.
Still claiming it as a victory, am I right? Alright, yeah!
For those interested in this sort of thing, i.e. me, Double Fine also has announced their new game called Stacking. Based around Russian dolls, or matryoshkas to give them their proper name, Stacking is an adventure puzzle game that sees your doll jumping inside other dolls to use their powers to solve various brain teasers littered around a stunning-looking 1930s-inspired game world. Check out the debut trailer and start getting excited.
I Call Shotty stops calling Shotty for a few seconds to not so much ask us as they do politely request Dragon Age 2, please.
While I appreciate the politeness, not sure exactly what he or she's after. Information? A copy? An actual 2-year-old dragon?
Oh, let's go with information, shall we? Here's a nice lady from BioWare to tell you more.
You know, we have the advantage of being a sequel, so we got to listen to the fans, really, and keep what worked and fix what didn't. And we've narrowed it down to 3 key points. The art style, the storytelling method, and combat. So we're telling the story in a framed narrative. It's used in movies like The Usual Suspects or The Princess Bride. So you have a third party telling the story of Hawk during Hawk's rise to power. The story spans a decade, which is the longest story ever in BioWare history. It allows us to highlight the key points of action over that decade. So it really keeps you in the action for the entire game. In Dragon Age Origins, you really had a lot of transition time, you really went through, whereas now, the most important parts of the stories are the part you're going to play. It's grimmer, it's bloodier, it's sexier, there's a lot more contrast, there's a lot of grays and blacks and reds in there. And our art director really wanted people to be able to look at an image of Dragon Age 2 and identify it as that. We wanted a unique, ownable look.
Now, everyone in the whole world is still asking if there's any news on Elder Scrolls 5.
No. This doesn't count. We're not starting on Elder Scrolls yet.
Well, it's sort of
No!
news.
No!
Look, people won't stop
No!
unless we address it.
No!
Okay, well, a lot of game sites are reporting that someone... Oh, God! All right, now, are you calm? Down?
No!
Okay, well, a lot of game sites are reporting that someone somewhere who works for Bethesda but can't be named has confirmed that the game's in development and will be a direct sequel to The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. That's it. That's the whole thing. Now we'll stop talking about it until there's some real, actual news, okay? You all right?
Yeah, fine. Jordan inverted commas Clark, or Clerk to our US viewers, Henry says he will simply die if he doesn't find out exactly what the devil is going on with DMC, Capcom's reboot of its popular franchise Dino Crisis.
DMC does not stand for Dino Crisis.
Of course it does. The inclusion of the M is part of a cunning sponsorship deal by McDonald's. In Mick and Mac's Dino McCrisis, you play as a crack team of Marines led by Colonel Ron McDonald, codenamed Clown, as they hunt prehistoric beasts and claim their precious meat for top burger scientists to research and develop the fabled Triassic burger.
So when I asked you to research DMC, you...
Yeah, piece it together from fragments of a dream.
I suspected as much. Which is why I did some actual research. DMC actually stands for Devil May Cry, and just like New Kids on the Block when they came back as NKOTB, signals the dawn of a brilliant new direction for Joey, Donnie and the boys. Sorry, a controversial new direction for Dante. Here you go, read this next bit so that it looks like you know what it's talking about.
Capcom has opted to relieve itself of development duties, instead handing things over to British team Ninja Theory, most recently responsible for Enslaved Odyssey to the West. While little has been revealed, the teaser shown at this year's Tokyo Game Show is a clear statement of intent. In it, we see a young, dark-haired and worryingly emaciated version of the Demon Hunter going around his usual business, as well as being interrogated by an unseen Inquisitor.
The new visual direction of the game and protagonist has sparked countless wails of anguish from those who love Dante's foppish white locks, but it has the full backing of Capcom. In various interviews, Capcom producer Alex Jones said they wanted Ninja Theory to risk angering them with radical reinventions in that Dante should be harder and less of an over-the-top fashionista.
He also said that Dante's stark contrast to his older self will be explained in the game's story, which, of course, is currently a total mystery. It's also unknown whether the gameplay will mimic the previous 4 games' seamless sword and gunplay, but the trailer seems to indicate that Dante will utilise a strange sword-whip hybrid that can be used to latch onto environmental objects and hurl them at villains.
Capcom's mastery of action combined with Ninja Theory's eyes for cinematic spectacle sound like a winning combination to us. Look out for more on DMC in the new year. Okay, well, Wilson, who probably wants to get that W key looked at, is asking if there'll be a Wet 2.
No.
There will.
Yeah, I know, but we can get through this a lot quicker if we answer them all like this.
We'll get in trouble. Ian Microsoft will fire us. He's already started sending me these threatening letters.
Just answer the question.
I know what it says. He's mental, Ian Microsoft. He'll get us.
All right, yes. In a blink and you'll miss it press release, EA announced Wet 2, along with a sequel to Naughty Bear and Doritos Crash Course, a follow-up to everyone's favourite free corn chip-based racing and dinosaurs game, Doritos Dash of Destruction.
So zesty. Yeah, if you missed it, Wet was a heavily Grindhouse-influenced third-person jumpy-shooty sort of a game starring Elijah Dushku as bounty hunter Ruby Malone. There was definitely the basis for a great game there, but it was held back a little by dated visuals and mediocre level design, so a sequel that addresses these issues is definitely a good thing.
No release window as yet, but we'll let you know more as we get it.
He says he's going to come to my house.
Not now. So, that's it for another show, but remember your questions are the mounted minigun to our show's On Rails driving section, so send them into the gamertag Sent You a Message.
To send you a message at hotmail.com.
Write on our Facebook wall at facebook.com/SentYouAMessage.
Or tweet at Sent You a
my
Message.
lost the crown, mate.
I'm choosing the amusing circumstances next time.
Pointy.
Y'all don't know me! None of y'all know me! Y'all can kiss my ass! Get your hands off of me!
Pointy.
See you next fortnight, folks.
Pointy.